तद्भवम्पर्याय विद्महे ज्ञानलिङ्गेश्वराय धीमहि तन्नो गुरुः प्रचोदयात्। ओम योग महर्षि डॉक्टर स्वामी गीतानंद गिरि गुरु महाराज की जय। Namaste, Swagatam, and welcome back to another session. And I see Giriraj, ICYER and Shrikant already there, and another 12 of you. Namaste and thank you for taking time to be with me. This means a lot to me because when we come together in yoga, we are truly living yoga as a unifying spirit. This morning when I woke up, I was approached by Divya Priya, who said, we are going to be making a small video with our friends, and can you do a voiceover of 11 minutes on the chakras? So already I've been primed today by working with her. And I felt today I will use this session to focus on what we did yesterday in the Chakra Pranayama, the Chakra Dharana, becoming a Chakra Dhyana possibly with the grace of the Almighty. And also while we are in that, introduce a few of the bija sounds of the chakras as codified in the Gitananda tradition. The chakras, and this is worth an entire series, and maybe it will become that. The chakras are psychic energy vortices. These energy vortices are located in the Anandamaya Kosha. This is our universal existence. This is the outer membrane that is the outermost layer of who we are as an individual, that is in contact with the cosmos. So it is the semi-permeable membrane through which the cosmos and us as an individual are constantly communicating. Anandamaya Kosha. The chakras are pure energy. Now as they come down through the koshas from the causal to the subtle to the gross level, Karana, Sharira to the Sukshma Sharira down into the Sthula Sharira, they slow down in vibration. In the Anandamaya Kosha, they are in vibrations that are multiple times faster than the speed of light. That is the type of vibration they are, and that is why it is very difficult for us to understand such vibrations when even the speed of light boggles our mind. But as they come down from the Anandamaya to the Vijnanamaya to the Manomaya to the Pranamaya and the Annamaya, they slow down comparatively. And in the Annamaya Kosha, we have the endocrine glands, we have the nerve plexi that are correlates of these chakras. Never confuse the endocrine gland and the nerve plexi to be the chakras. The chakras are pure energy, and pure energy is in the Anandamaya Kosha. We can always remember the great spiritual scientist Einstein and his equation of E is equal to mc square, where you have this amazing vibration when it is slowed down. When that energy is slowed down to the slower speed, you have mass. So mass, which is Sthula character, mass is a Sthula character. Energy is a Sukshma character and Karana character. So that energy is being slowed down. So never get confused saying the thyroid gland is the Vishuddha, the adrenals are the Swadhisthana. That is a very, very not even kindergarten, pre-kindergarten approach to the chakras. These energy vortices, they are our transformers. And the universal energy is, there's a step-down transformer happening into us as an individual. Just as the energy in a transformer has a step down, where the energy steps down to that locality, and you can also step up. So a transformer deals with electricity, step down transformer, step up transformer. Well, our chakras are those transformers that we have. And in the lower part of the body, we have 5 Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata and Vishuddha. These are spinal centers which are spinal transformers that enable our sensory apparatus to function properly. Both the Jnana Indriya and the Karma Indriyas that are in close correlation to the Pancha Mahabhutas. And they are also related to the Prana and Upaprana Vayus. All these correlations are the lower five. Then you come to the brow center, the Agnya, where the energy moves differently. Up to these five, the energy moves in a clockwise circle, Pradakshina. And the energy is moving in a clockwise circle with the spine as the central axis. Remember, Sushumna Nadi is the central axis. Around the Sushumna Nadi, these energies are moving. They are moving in a circular spiral type of energy pattern. They are not on the front or the back. But at the Agnya, there is a change. And that is why this is the place that our evolutionary journey has changed from being a subhuman to a human. All of this is subhuman. The lower five centers are shared by us and other beings. Because all the five senses, any being which has all the five senses, these five centers are working at some rudimentary level. So if it is a being with one sense, there will only be one of those centers. If there's a being with two senses, two centers, so on. So any living being that has all five senses is basically having these lower five centers at a rudimentary level. But then here suddenly it changes. And here suddenly you have this energy going from right to left and left to right, because you have this bicameral brain, right and left hemispheres of the brain. The Lakshmi and Saraswati part of your consciousness has awakened, which was not there when you were bound in the reflexes. Now you have come into a reflective state of being, moved from being reflexive to reflective. This is instinctive, this is intuitive, this is reactive, this is responsive. And that is why the Agnya is where suddenly we manifest our human tendencies. And that is why the who manas, the one who has manas. In Sanskrit we use the word manushya or manav, the one who has manushya. Manushya is one who has manas. In Tamil we would say manam udayavan manidan. Manidan என்ற வார்த்தையில் manam udayavan manidan. That is, you need to have this manas. And that is why the Agnya is the center of manas. So when we are doing this chakra pranayama and chakra dhyana, initially it is a dharana. As I always say, it is the dharana we can do. Dhyana has to happen with the grace of the Almighty or the grace of the universe, depending on your belief system. What we are doing is that we are working on mindfully becoming aware of this prana moving up. So Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya. And then Agnya, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Mooladhara. So as you are breathing in, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya. And as you are breathing out, Agnya, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana and Mooladhara. This is the type of movement happening as you breathe in and out. And that is why we use a 6 count, because then it is quite easy to move through the 6 centers. We then start adding a held in and a held out, where we are holding in here. What are we doing? We are taking in the very beautiful energy of the prana and we are retaining it here so that cosmic prana can become part of us. When you retain the breath, the cosmic prana, the maha prana, the mukhya prana becomes part of us and develops our consciousness. And as we breathe out, we go down to the Mooladhara, and at that point the individuality, the individual prana is let out into the universe. A very beautiful sense of the universal prana coming into our consciousness and the individuality which is very much down at the Mooladhara. It is very much a primitive energy. We are saying let it be with the universe, offering our energy into the universe. It is such a beautiful concept when we offer into the universe. What do we have to offer the universe? Only our self-effort, only our mindfulness, only our heartfulness. And that is why Patanjali says, Hridaye Chitta Sambit, that heartful mindfulness and mindful heartfulness. A heartful mind and a mindful heart. That is why in Tamil, when we sing, Alaipayude Kanna, Yen Manam Alaipayude. This is not just the mind. This is the heartful mind and the mindful heart. So it's not just, this cognitive, logical, intellectual thinking. And this is why people think you have to either use your head or your heart. People say, I'm caught in a dilemma. My heart says something, my head says something. Because you have created duality. Head or heart. No. It has to be head and heart. Heart and head. And that is why when we do practices where we bend forward, we are creating a beautiful sense of harmony. That is why when you bend forward, all cultures, when you meet somebody or in a place of worship, you bend forward. This bending forward enables a beautiful attitude. Yes, Mugs, it is the bhavana. A hridaye bhavana comes in. It is hridantara bhavana. From the heart it comes. Hridantara bhavana. Hridaye bhavana. Chittasya hridaye bhavana, you can say. Hridaya chittasya bhavana. This is such a beautiful concept coming alive. Now, let us start performing this with the Chakra Pranayama. And as I said, Divya really motivated me this morning by getting these thoughts into my head. So you are all benefiting from a seed planted by my beloved Divya Priya Bhavanani, that amazing light in all our lives. Sitting erect with your spine well aligned, head, neck, torso, resting very beautifully on the firm base, Dhrida Bhumi. Let us now start. Breathing out at the base. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Breathe in. Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya. Hold. Breathing out. Agnya, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, Mooladhara, and hold up. Breathe in. Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Agnya. Hold. Breathing out. Agnya, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipura, Swadhisthana, and Mooladhara. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3. As you breathe in, be aware of these beautiful centers opening up with the energies. Such amazing energies opening up from within us. Those inner transformers, those psychic vortices of the chakras becoming as real as anything for you, enabling this psychic elevator of the mindful prana focus, moving from the Mooladhara to the Ajna and Ajna to Mooladhara. As you continue this, I will begin to chant each of these bija sounds for the 6 centers. Let that also become part of your consciousness. As you take this next in breath, coming through the Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Ajna. Now take that breath up into the Sahasrara, just above the top of your head. And here let the breath out, no more coming down. This is a one-way journey up into the Sahasrara. And at this point, open up to those beautiful energies, very beautiful energies that are opening up the Anda chakras. These Anda chakras that are the cosmic centers represented by the Sahasrara. The Sahasrara being the 7th, representing all the higher 6 also. Those higher 6 Anda chakras that are the Sahasrara, Narayanana Brahmananda, Swaminana Trikuti, and Muktana or Mokshana. Letting those higher centers become part of our mindfulness and consciousness. Letting yourself stay settled in this beautiful 1000-petal lotus. A very beautiful lotus, infinite connections to the cosmos in the Sahasrara Dala Padma, a lotus of thousands of petals. It's not 1000, but it's thousands. Infinite connections of our neurological system at the physical level, correlating with millions and trillions and billions of connections, the neuronal synapses, enabling an infinite permutation and combination of consciousness. As we are in this, I will continue chanting the 50 bija sounds, a couple of rounds, and just let your mind focus on these higher centers as the 50 sounds, which are the sounds of the lower 6, resonate, opening up our consciousness into the higher 6. Vang chang chang sang vang dahang mang yang rang lang dang dahang nang thang thang dang dahang nang phang phang thang thang gang gahang nang chang chang jang jahang yang chang chang ang ang ing ing ong ong ing ring ling ling ing ang ong ong ang ga chang ong chang chang sang vang vang mang yang ang lam dang nang dang 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 nang vang vang gang 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 nang chang chang jang jang yang chang chang ang ing ing ong ong ring ring ling ling ing ang ong ong ang ga chang. Opening up with a beautiful chant of the Om that is opening into the highest centers. The space beyond the space, the purest beyond the purest. The highest centers opening up to the Gayatri mantra of the Sukshma. Om Vyom Vyomaya Vedmahe Sukshma Sukshmaya Dhimahi Tanno Sukshma Prachodayate. Begin to slowly bring your mind back into the lower part of the body, the extremities. Begin to move your fingers and toes, coming back from a state of quietness, quietude, back to a sense of activity. Rub your palms together, generating a nice, warm, pranic poultice. I am me hasto Bhagavan, remembering that our hands are hands of the divine. Placing the warm hands over your eyes, letting the warmth percolate into your eyes. Starting to blink into the semi-darkness. Then letting the hands come over the forehead, the head. A very beautiful practice. This is a very, very beautiful practice which is most amazing practice of the Chakra Pranayama, the Chakra Pranayama and the Chakra Dhyana. I have a few questions I will see coming up. Yes, Avina, there are details, and if you send an email, YOGNAT, or simplest email is Ananda, ANANDA, at ICYER.com, which is our website. And I think Soundarajan and others can help you with that. Arvind Swami, the reason we hold at the Mooladhara is when we hold at the Mooladhara, we have breathing out. So we are giving up our individuality and we are awaiting the universality to come back inside us. So when the universality comes in, we are trying to evolve through that prana from the lower to the higher center, hold that universality within us at the highest center so that we grow in consciousness. When we breathe out, we are exhaling the individuality and letting it out. So the concept here is that letting out the individuality so that the universality can come in. And yes, this is actually a very wonderful practice which brings out, yes, the emotions come out, Kim, because what happens is when we work with the energy, many of the pathways that have been blocked and have prevented the expression of emotional releases, those traumas and other things that are there, memories, they don't have to be traumatic. As you said, laughter can be there because it is a response to an old memory that was blocked. And we didn't laugh that day. So now when we have unblocked it, we are laughing. We didn't cry that day. So when we unblock it, we are crying. So there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, when these things happen, it signifies that we are opening up and we are unblocking. I think it is something very special that happened. Yes. Uh, Here, with regards to Mug's question, the Sanskrit letter, which is La, it is Lam, Ram, and then it becomes Rang. It is this is something which I will take as a separate course, because this is not really to be put just like that in public domain. But all I will tell you is, when the bell clangs, there has to be a very rough sound, and then that Anuswara comes in. Okay, so there is a first clang and then it sort of tapers. So the clang sound is a nasal twang. A nasal twang has to be there, and that is why it is not la or lam, it is lung, as in ng. It's a nasal twang has to be there. That nasal twang is like where the bell hits. The first component of the hit has to be strong. That is the lang. And then the lam is sort of the tapering part. So the lam is the inner esoteric sound. But the sound you have to make is lung. Now everybody is making the inner sound they are trying to make. You cannot make the inner sound. You have to make the external sound. The internal sound has to happen on its own. And so people have ended up messing it up a lot. I don't want to comment on that, because it is a very, very strong thing that is there. But the sounds have to be with a nasal twang. Otherwise, the sounds do not awaken these dormant energies that we have not been using. The energies are always there, but we are not open to it. So that is why it has to be the Chandra Bindu. It's not just a Anuswara, but it's a Chandra Bindu. And that is why it is a Nga. So all the bijas that are used, and it is not but it is, and it is am is the inner sound. Ang, nga. That ang. Your tongue goes against the palate, and you just say it, and then you say and then ang, and you will see the difference in the three sounds. Is at the letter of expression. It is just for communication. It is just a communication. But then when you make it it starts to become a labial sound, and it induces a beautiful sense of harmonization within us. But then when you do ang, what happens is you find the sound is elevating. And that is why the bija mantras have to be with nasal twangs. Otherwise, they will not do that. They'll make you feel good. They will help you a lot, but they will not do what they are supposed to do. And with that, I'm going to stop today. There's a beautiful video. If I find it, I'll share, of my father, Swami Gitananda Giri, doing this very, very beautiful practice. And this is a practice that is very special to our parampara, the mantralaya, which we do not just teach commonly. I'm sharing many things on these online sessions because somehow I'm being pushed into it. And something inside me is saying, you have to share, Ananda. At the same time, I don't want it to become worthless because it is shared easily. So we need to feel the worth of it. We need to work towards it. But all I'll say is that there's a huge amount of stuff that we don't know. And please Google Swami Gitananda Giri and the chakras, and you will find it. Wishing you a wonderful time. Hari Om Tat Sat.